Hi guys, I'm going to show you today how to subdivide your model into certain bulkheads. I know quite a lot of you out there are frequent thinkers of your occasional model kit, which in this case for mine today would be the Reservoir RMS Titanic. So I'm just going to show you how to split the ship into numerous compartments and how to get that desired sinking effect without the thing tipping over on its side or listing drastically, which isn't so good. Alright. Of course, this is just an example, but this can be applied to any kind of ship. First of all, make sure you can have a top deck which you can take off and on. There's no point gluing it on. There's no point keeping it on permanently, otherwise you won't be able to take it off and edit the contents inside. I'm talking about the contents inside. As you can see, I've split the hull into about 6 individual compartments, including coins there, which is for ballast, but I'll come back to that later. Now each plastic bulkhead is separate. Each plastic bulkhead is well, more or less just made out of your normal piece of plastic. You wouldn't really need to find anything that's especially watertight. The reason for this is because as you can see, there is a black tape along the sides. This is the most important thing, and what you need to remember is that this black tape needs to be made from a watertight, waterproof material. So basically all you need to do is find a piece of plastic, for in this case would be this random piece of cutting which I've made out of this Chinese takeaway box, and cut around the plastic to your desired size and place it within the hull of your desired model. Once you've done that, you need to find an average piece of tape, building tape of some description, and then as you can see inside, just stick it round the sides and make sure it's completely sealed off and that there is no gaps shown. The more tape you put on, I would guess the more watertight it would be. Final step is to find some conventional glue. Make sure though it's a strong kind of glue, or even better it's watertight. Personally I would prefer silicone. It's a watertight sealing glue. It's used mainly for windows, and place that around the edges or over the top of the black tape along the bulkhead. And once you've got all that in place, place the top deck back on, and the best way of making sure it doesn't kind of float off while it's sinking is to have some kind of elastic band and tie it around the hull so that it keeps this top deck on. And what we'll actually do is that, as you can probably see on the front of the stem here, I've trimmed myself out a little hole. So when I place this into the water, first compartment would fill. This plastic will stop it reaching into the second compartment, or it would make it, well, it'll make the sinking time less drastic, let's just say. It would take longer to sink, and then in turn that would take the time to sink into that compartment, and then the water will have to go into this and this. So you'll get that desired sinking effect, especially for the model of Titanic, for example. And so yes, oh yes, and about the coins. You probably noticed I put some coins in here. Well, this is all for the purposes of ballast. This is to weigh the model down into the water and make sure it doesn't capsize. The way to make sure it doesn't capsize is, as I've demonstrated down here, as I will demonstrate down here, is to evenly spread out the weight of the coins. So for example, this would be the hull of the ship. You would place each coin evenly on each side, as so, and you would this kind of pattern would be followed throughout the hull, but I've only placed 2 there, for example. So let's say, for example, you accidentally put a few more coins on either side. This side of the ship will be more heavy, and you would practically risk your model capsizing in the water. It will be too heavy on one side, so you need to even out the weight. You may have to experiment with how many coins your model might need. For example, with this model, I tend to fill it up quite heavily, and that just about matches the waterline level to the red paint on the actual waterline, which is coloured out on the model here. Sometimes you may be a bit heavy with too many coins, but then all you would have to do is just take the coins out and place them back in the appropriate positions. But always make sure you have equal amount of weights on either side of the model. Alright, and aside from that, I think that's just about it. So when you've got yourself sorted, remember, keep your deck sealed around with elastic band, although I don't have one, and you should be ready to sink following those little tips and ideas which I've told you. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Any queries or questions, please feel free to comment down in the box below. Don't forget to subscribe, rate and comment, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.